Welcome to my channel. Real life wonders. The call came just after midnight. Sir, this is County General. Your daughter's here. Broken nose, possible concussion. She said it was the sheriff's boy. The nurse's voice was careful, like she was afraid of saying the wrong thing. My hands froze over the counter. Gas pumps hummed outside, spilling light across the concrete. I could hear the wind scraping dust against the glass. When I got there, she was sitting on the edge of a hospital bed, her face swollen, one eye closing. He laughed, she whispered. Said no one would believe me. The sheriff showed up an hour later. His boots clicked through the hallway. He didn't even look at her. He looked at me. Boys fight, he said. Yours should learn when to walk away. Then he smiled. That smile felt like a trigger pull. I tried to reason with myself. Tried to let it go. I told myself I'd retired for a reason, that I'd left that part of me behind in the desert, in the training yards, in the bodies I'd broken and buried under orders I no longer respected. But every time I looked at her face, every time I heard her flinch at a sound that wasn't there, something in me shifted. The sheriff stopped by the next day. Listen, he said, leaning against his truck. You don't want trouble. Let it go. My boy's future is bright. Don't ruin it. He laughed. Again. Same smirk, same arrogance passed down like blood. I didn't speak, just nodded, but I wasn't listening. For 3 nights, I watched. I knew the boy's routine, his parties, his careless habits, his shortcuts home. He was loud, unafraid, untouchable. I didn't move fast. I planned quietly, calmly, like I used to. The cameras around town, the blind spots, the routes the deputies didn't patrol. I mapped every corner of that small village until it became a living grid inside my mind. On the 4th night, I followed him. He stumbled out of the bar, drunk, loud, pulling a girl by the arm who didn't want to go. I waited until his friends left, until the laughter faded into engines and dust. He cut through the woods behind the old mill, where the lights don't reach, where sound dies before it echoes. I watched. I didn't act. Not yet. When he disappeared behind the trees, I stepped out of the dark and walked home. That night, I slept better than I had in months. The sheriff came to the station 3 days later. His face was pale, his voice unsteady. My son's missing, he said. You seen anything? He was last at the mill. I looked at him over the counter. His badge caught the light. His hand trembled when he reached for his coffee. I said, terrible thing. He stared at me, searching like he was trying to read something written between my eyes. You used to be military, he said slowly. People talk too much, I replied. He nodded, left the coffee untouched, and walked out. That night, I opened the shed behind my house. His phone was still in the drawer next to the dog tags I never wore again. One belonged to me. The other I'd taken from him. It wasn't a trophy. It was proof. Proof that the world could still balance itself if someone was willing to hold the weight. A week later, the sheriff came back. No uniform this time. Just a man unraveling. You know something, he said. I looked up from the counter. The hum of the refrigerators filled the silence. What makes you think that? Because you're calm, he said. Too calm. He stepped closer, his eyes were bloodshot, his hands shaking. If you touched him, I smiled just slightly. Your son hurt mine, I said. I raised her to survive. You raised him to believe he couldn't be touched. His lips parted, but no words came. I leaned closer. You taught him that consequences were for other people. I taught her that monsters bleed. He backed away. I didn't threaten him. Didn't confess. I didn't need to. He already knew. And knowing was enough. The search ended after 2 weeks. They said he probably ran off. Drugs maybe? Bad crowd. The sheriff retired soon after. He moved away, left the house, left the badge, left the name. My daughter healed. She smiled. Again, though something behind her eyes never came back. Sometimes I sit outside the station, watching the road stretch into the trees. I think about how easy it is to disappear out there. How silence can bury a man deeper than dirt ever could. I'm not proud. I'm not sorry either. Some men are built to fight wars. Others are built to end them. Quietly. And I've learned some justice isn't meant for courts. It waits in the dark. Why the sheriff never took revenge or filed a case? Because he knew, but he couldn't prove it. The sheriff's power died with his son. Everything that made him untouchable. His badge, his authority, his confidence vanished. Now, he was just a father standing across from the man whose daughter, his son, had broken. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment.